Hello everybody, Rogue Fox here, and welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition Redstone tutorial. And in today's tutorial, I will be showing you how to make a Lectern Shop for your survival world or realm. For those of you watching the Truly Bedrock series, you would know that I began working on the Lectern store the other day in my previous episode. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this build works. First of all, this build makes use of the new Lectern block, so if we place a book and quill on it, we can go up to page 30, and this will give us a total redstone output of 15. So this means that as we flip through these two pages here, each two pages will represent a redstone signal strength, and this allows us to sell 15 items in our shop. Now, you may also notice that the redstone lamp was turning on and off. So what this lamp does is let us know if the item is in stock or not. So as we flip to this page, this is in stock, but if we flip over here where I have nothing, the lamp turns off, letting us know that there is nothing in stock. Now, when it comes to the items that we can sell, we have a few different options. What we can do is sell one item for a diamond for 16, a diamond for 32, or a diamond for 64 items. And that is a very useful feature, especially if we are able to sell 15 different items. We do want to be able to sell different quantities as well. Now, for the next feature, we already saw this. This is our inventory lamp, letting us know if the item is in stock or not. But this is also wired up in a way that the customer has to make the payment first. So let's say they want to buy sticky pistons, a diamond for 32, and they try to press the button without paying. The redstone isn't going to do a thing. So what we have to do is actually place in the payment right here. The system is ready to go. We press the button, and then it's going to do its thing. So let's go ahead and remove these so we can watch them come in. So there we go. There are the sticky pistons. Now, we also have this redstone lamp that turns on, and this lets the customer know, don't do anything, don't flip any pages or anything like that until this has turned off, because the system is doing its thing. Now, if we take a look inside, we do have our half stack of sticky pistons. Now, let's say we do want to buy a stack of repeaters, and that will be right here. So, one diamond for 64. It is in stock, and again, if we press this, the redstone is not going to do a single thing. So again, the customer does actually have to pay first. It's ready to go. We press it. Again, the light lets us know don't do anything while this is operating. And if we take a look up here, we can see all of our items dispensing into the hopper system. And that is going to go all the way down into the chest right here. So that is how this build works. Now let's take a look at how to make it. To make this Lectern Shop, you are going to need a 14 by 19 area, and you will also need 11 blocks in height, with your floor block being the third block up. So let's go ahead and take a look at our supplies. And there we go. There are all the supplies we'll need for today's build. Now, it is a lot, but do keep in mind that these are the supplies needed if you were to sell 64 items in each spot. So if you are making, let's say, selling one item, 16 items, or 32 items, you aren't going to need as many resources. But I do want to give the full supply list as needed. So with that out of the way, we do have 130 repeaters, 27 comparators, 65 redstone torches, 62 droppers, 15 pistons, a half stack of sticky pistons, 26 hoppers, a stack and a half of redstone dust, one observer, one redstone block, 2 redstone lamps, one stone button, 4 chests, a stack of glass, and these items here are going to be for your filter system for your payment. So you are going to need 21 named items, and they don't have to be diamond blocks. I just like to do that. And then, of course, one item for your payment. In this case, it's going to be a diamond. And then for your building blocks, you are going to need a few stacks of building blocks at least. And then, of course, your lectern and your book and quill with 30 pages. With that being said, if you want to pause the video, go ahead and do that, grab your supplies, and then we'll jump right into the build. To get things started, what we want to do is build our interface, and to save a bit of time, I went ahead and pre-built it. So what you can do is take a picture of this or pause the video and build it for yourself, but do take note that this is going to be built one block over to the right, and you will be left over with 3 blocks. So overall, this whole face is a 10 by 5 area, but again, if you want to pause the video and see the layout of this, go ahead and do that, and then we'll jump into the next part. Now that we have the interface all done, it's time to place in the Redcoder Circuit, and what the Redcoder Circuit does is when we flip through our pages, it is going to select that specific item. So if we swing around to the back side here, what we're going to do is place 2 blocks against our lectern like this, come a block down, a block out, knock that out, Get your comparator, run your comparator out from that bottom block. Now, to keep things short and sweet, keep in mind that this can go 15 in length, but what we're going to do is bring it down to 8. So 2 for our single item, 2 for 16 items, 2 for 32, and 2 for 64. Now, at this point, this is going to be a bit repetitive, and there is going to be a lot of repetition in this build, as you may be able to tell, so don't be intimidated. So, to keep things nice and easy, what I'm going to do is build one module, and from there, you can go ahead and fill the rest of them in yourself, because it's just going to repeat itself. So, what we're going to do is place redstone dust right here, a block down, a block out, repeater running out from this block, run that repeater into a block right here, redstone torch on the other side of the block, it will invert, a block above the redstone torch on top of the block with one more block above it. Get your sticky piston and place your sticky piston facing up to the side of that block. Now go ahead and grab your repeater once again, run a repeater into this block, and place one more block right there, and place redstone dust on top. So this is what it should look like from the side. So if you want to pause the video or take a screenshot, go ahead and do that, because like I said, what we're going to do now is repeat all of this going all the way down to the end. When you're all done, it should look just like this. So let's go ahead and demonstrate how this Redcoder circuit works if we knock this block out. Because this is page 1 and 2, this is the one that is selected, but if we flip the page, it will move down to the second one. If we flip the page again, it'll move down to the third one, and then that will keep happening all the way down. And then, of course, when we go backwards, it will bring it all the way back. So that is how this circuit works. Now let's go ahead and move on. Now, what we're going to do is set up the timer circuit, and what this does is it gives us a pulse length to spit out 16 items. So that is why we're able to sell 16 items, 32 and 64. And of course, if you are selling one item, this will work for this as well, and I'll show you how. So what we're going to do first is place redstone dust on top of this block. Come 2 blocks out like this, 2 over, so we have an L shape. Redstone dust, get your repeaters, and place a repeater here and here. Next, go ahead and come 5 blocks out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a block up, a block next to it, we can knock this out, and run these blocks all the way back. From here, go ahead and place down 2 redstone dust, get your comparators, and go 1, 2, 3, 4 into this block here, redstone dust, and 4 back. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be our timer right here. This will give us a pulse long enough to spit out 16 items. Now from here, what we're going to do is place down a redstone torch, temporary block, get your hopper, run your hopper into that block like this, knock that block out, and then run your hopper into this hopper so they're both facing each other. Now go ahead and place a junk item inside. Next, what we want to do is come 2 temporary blocks over like this, a block up, get your comparator once again, and run a comparator out from this back side of the hopper. Now run that comparator into a block right here, and then a repeater like that. So at the moment, this is where we are going to stop with the circuit until we wire the rest of this up. But let's go ahead and head on back, because we do have this set up to do our 16 items. Now we do need to take care of the circuit to do one item. So go ahead and grab your sticky piston, and what we're going to do is place a temporary block right here, sticky piston facing up, and then an observer facing in this direction. We can knock that out. This is what this circuit should look like, and let's take a step back. So to demonstrate the circuit, what we're going to do is place a piston right here, and again, like I said, this is going to give us a pulse length to do 16. So if we press it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And you can see the circuit does shut down. Now, as far as this goes, when we press it, it just stays extended. So we don't have to worry about a pulse interfering with this. And we are going to wire this up next, but I did want to show you how this circuit operates. Now that we have the timer circuit all wired up, it's time to wire up the circuit that actually dispenses the items. So what we're going to do first is wire up the circuit that is going to dispense our one item. So let's go ahead and place a temporary block right here, a block up, a block over, a block on top of the sticky piston. We can take this one out now. A block right here, and then a block up like this. Get your dropper, place your dropper facing up right there. Get your repeater and place your repeater right here and right here. Now go ahead and place your redstone dust right there on top of that block. And there we go, that circuit is all wired up. So again, if you are making multiple modules of a single item, all we do is repeat the process. So block, block, block on top of the sticky piston, block, block here, dropper facing up right there, repeater, repeater there, and redstone dust right there. Alrighty, next what we're going to do is wire this up so it can dispense our items in 16, 32, and 64. So all of this is going to be exactly the same. So what we would do is run a line of blocks like this, and I will go a little quicker because we are copying this right here. Blocks here, blocks right there, a line of blocks like this. Now for the redstone line, what we're actually going to do is bring it a block lower than this line here. So go ahead and do this. Now at the moment, this is off to the side, but if you were doing all 15, it would fall somewhere in the middle like you see right here. So we'll go ahead and work with that for now. What we're going to do is place 2 blocks like this. Run redstone dust along this back line. Now you will see these connect. All we have to do to break that up is place a block like that, and that will disconnect the 2 circuits. Go ahead and grab your repeaters, place repeaters like this, just like we did before. Repeaters into this block, and then a dropper facing up on all of these. Now, at the moment, these are all currently wired up to dispense 16 items, because if you remember the circuit that we just set up, this allows 16 items to be dispensed. Now, if you want to do 32 items, this is very easy. All we're going to do is grab our droppers, and again, we are doing 2 modules each, so 2 of these will be 16. We'll do our 32 right here. To set this up for 32 items, all we do is place a dropper right here and right there, and that is it. Now that we have our droppers wired up to dispense 1, 16, and 32 items, it's finally time to wire our system up to dispense 64. So to get things started, all we do is this again, because this is going to give us 32. Now what we're going to do is right here, place a temporary block, place a piston facing sideways. We can get rid of that. And wherever your first module of 64 begins, wherever this piston is, go ahead and place an obsidian block right there. And I'm pretty sure I forgot to add obsidian to the list, so I do apologize, but you will need 1 obsidian block. Now all we do is place a redstone torch here, a block on top, get your repeater, run a repeater out from that block on top of the piston, run this repeater into a block here, and then redstone torch like that. Now go ahead and grab your 2 droppers, place a dropper here, and a dropper right there. So again, each one is going to dispense 16, so 16 and 4 is 64 items. And there we go, that is how we set this up. So there is a side profile right there, and again, this is repetitive, so you just repeat this process for all your modules of 64. Once you have all of your modules wired up, it's time to place in the hopper line. So go ahead and grab all of your hoppers, and you will notice that the droppers do line up with the left side of the double chest. So what we're going to do is crouch place a hopper into the back of the double chest, a hopper into the back of that hopper, because we do need this block gap for later. And then keep crouch placing all of your hoppers into one another like this, and run your line all the way to the end of the build. There we go. So all the hoppers are facing forward. They will go down and then go into the double chest. Now for your items that stack or are being dispensed in 64, all we simply do is make a glass wall like this, and this will contain all of the items. Just like that. What we're going to do next is wire up the inventory light. So this is going to be another repetitive process. So what I'm going to do is wire up 1, and then you just copy it for the rest of them. So let's go ahead and begin with the beginning one. So we want to come a block out right here from the redstone torch, a block up. Now this is going to be an issue, and what it should have done was, let's knock these out. We should have had our hopper going into the top, and then our hopper running into the back of that one. That way, when this block gets powered, it's not going to lock up the hopper. So, a quick fix for the hopper line. Now, what we do is place a block here, a block up. We can take these out. Repeater running into these blocks here, like this. Sticky piston on top of this block facing up, with a block on its face. Put a block right against it. Get your comparator, and run your comparator out from the dropper. So, I did throw redstone dust inside, just so it would give off an output. Now what we do is place a block here, repeater, block like this, and let's go ahead and make an L shape. Now bring this all the way down. Above the hopper, place a glass block, and run these blocks all the way to this redstone lamp. Now go ahead and get your redstone dust, line this up with redstone dust. And what we can do here is place a block up like this, knock that out, a repeater right there, and redstone dust right there. So the reason why we do have a repeater, because you can only imagine if we have all 15 modules, we do need the redstone line to continue, so we do have 15 blocks in length. We do need to extend the redstone signal, so we place a repeater here, and that will bring it all the way down to the redstone lamp. So this is how this should look. And then you would do this for every single one. And just like we do when we select the items, let's go back all the way to page 1 and 2. We do have our light on. So just like over here, this is going to extend, and this is going to power this block, which is going to power the redstone line and pass the signal through. Now, if we didn't have any items in it, just like that, there is going to be no output. And we are not going to have any signal strength going through, and this light is going to be off. Once it's all done, it should look a little something like this with the setup. Now, what I chose to do here was keep the blocks down below, but we could also do is run it like this. It's really not going to make that much of a difference, but you can see I do have a line of 15. We are continuing that signal with the repeater and going out, and then like all these droppers here, you can see which droppers actually have items inside. And then, of course, as you saw, it's only going to let the output go through once the block is pushed up in front of it. Payment system is actually fairly easy, at least when it comes to the filter itself. So all we do is grab our chest, come to this third block at the bottom, place down your chest, grab your hoppers, crouch place a hopper into the top, and then a hopper into the top of that one. Now what we're going to do is grab a couple blocks, place a block here, here, and here. Run your comparator out from the bottom hopper like this. Redstone dust here. Sticky piston right there with a redstone block on its face right against that bottom hopper. That way this will be locked. Now what we do is grab our item fillers. So again, we have 21 named items, and it doesn't matter how you distribute them as long as they are distributed in these last 4 slots. This is what I like to do, like this. And then go ahead and place your payment item right there. So that is all set, and again, briefly, this is only going to have an output of 1. Once we have that 23rd item, this is going to give us an output of 2, which is going to power the piston, allowing that 23rd item to drop down below. So let's go ahead and quickly demonstrate. There we go, just like that. There is the diamond. So that part is done. Now what we're going to do is also run this into a TFlipFlop, and we are going to have a circuit that is going to lock up all of this. That way the customer has to pay first before they can even use any of this system we just made. To wire up the circuit that is going to lock the whole build, what we do is place 2 blocks out like this, redstone dust, a repeater running out, and again, this is not going to activate until the customer actually pays, because that will give us our output of 2. And then this is going to power our TFlipFlop, so a dropper facing up, a dropper facing away from the repeater, a hopper running into the bottom dropper, and then a comparator running out from the top dropper like this, comparator running into a block, redstone torch, a block above the redstone torch, a block over with redstone dust, a block up like that, redstone torch right there, that will invert, one more temporary block here, a block right there, we can knock these out, and then we want to come a block up like this, a block up like that, one more block up, and then a block right here. Go ahead and grab your repeater, run that repeater into the side of the back repeater there, and set this to 3 ticks. Redstone dust on these blocks. And there we go, this circuit is all wired up. Now we do need to place an item in the bottom dropper of the TFlipFlop. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we do need to run the TFlipFlop once, because if we look at it right now, this is unlocked, which means it can be used. So without breaking anything, all we do is place one payment item inside. That will activate the TFlipFlop, and right there you can see the system is now locked. So if a customer tries to use it, we press it. Nothing is going to happen until we make the payment, as you saw in the beginning. So we put it through again. That will unlock the system, and now we can press the button and use the whole build. Now that we have this all wired up, there is one issue, and that is, how do we reset the TFlipFlop? Well, to do that, what we're going to do is grab a redstone torch, and right against this block, go ahead and place down your redstone torch. Temporary block here, a block out. Redstone dust, that will activate. A redstone torch facing off to the side. Now what we're going to do is place a temporary block here, a block up. Redstone dust. Now, if we swing around to here, you will notice these are going to connect. So again, to break the redstone line, what we do is place a block up like that, and then that separates the two lines. Now go ahead and run blocks like this, a block right here, redstone dust, and then a repeater running into that top dropper. Now, again, there is one more issue. If the customer pushes the button, they could just activate the TFlipFlop this way, and this would make this whole circuit pointless. So what we actually need to do now is lock up this repeater. So to do that, let's go ahead and place a block here, a block up, 2 blocks like this, redstone dust, 2 repeaters here, and notice that did lock that repeater up. And what we're going to do is set this to 4 ticks, and then this one to 3 ticks. So now both of these repeaters are locked, and if we try to use it, this doesn't do a thing. Now let's go ahead and try everything out. So we insert our payment, and again, everything is currently locked. This repeater is locked, that repeater is locked. So if we place in our payment right there, this is unlocked, and now this one is unlocked. We can go ahead and press it. So the system is going to do its thing, and this is going to lock back up, and then if we take a look down below, this is going to lock back up as well. So if a customer tries to press it again, it's not going to do anything because everything is locked up. No redstone signal is going to pass through. And finally, it's time to wire up our last redstone circuit, and that is the lamp right here. So remember, the lamp does let the customer know not to flip the page or anything like that, because this whole system is operating, it's in motion. So all we have to do right here is place a block here, a block right there, redstone dust, a repeater running in this direction set to 3 ticks, a block up, 2 blocks over, another block up because we do need to come over this redstone line, and run this all the way to your wall, and then a block against the redstone lamp. Now go ahead and get your redstone dust and line all of this up with redstone dust. And there we go, this circuit is all completed, and another reason why we do have to come up is because we don't want these 2 lines to connect, so it does come up 1 block, so it prevents that from happening. Now everything is all done, the redstone is all completed, and to show you how this works, let's go ahead and insert our payment once again. So the system is ready to go, we press it, so we can see all the redstone doing its thing over here. And this lamp is still on. Now if we keep an eye on both of these, as soon as the redstone shuts off, the lamp will also shut off at the same time. And there we go. So that is the redstone all completed. Now that we are completely done, what you want to do is now fill up all of your droppers. So again, what we want to do is evenly distribute everything. With the single items, it doesn't really matter because you only have 1 dropper. The 16 doesn't matter. But when it comes to these, you do want to evenly distribute these because remember, each one is going to dispense 16, and the same goes for your 64. So all of these have a stack each because they will each dispense 16. So when those are all set, you're good to go, and let's go ahead and give this a final test. Now what I want to do is run all 4 of these at the same time just to save a little bit of time. So we can see these are the ones that do have inventory, and of course, this is going to give us a redstone output, letting us know that we have our inventory in stock. But if we flip the page, because we don't have anything there, that is going to be shut off. So again, just wanted to show that. So let's go ahead. It's going to be these two here. Now, I'm not quite sure if this is the best idea, but let's go ahead and try it anyways. What we're going to do with our payment is run all 4 of these at the same time, so we don't have to do them individually. Now, remember, again, if we press it, this isn't going to do a thing, and then we place in our payment. It's ready to go. We press it. Now the redstone is going to do its thing. This light is going to stay on until this is done cycling through. So again, this tells the customer, don't do anything while this light is on. Over here, we can see our repeaters filtering in. Those are all done. So everything is going to make its way through, and they probably have to go around each other. So let's go ahead and take a look inside our chest. So there is our 1 redstone lamp. The repeaters are filtering in. And that stops at 63. There is 1 more in the system. These are filling in. So again, probably not the best idea to run all of them at the same time, but it should still work nonetheless. So there we go. There is everything. Our 1 redstone lamp, 16 redstone blocks, 32 sticky pistons, and 64 repeaters. And there you have, everyone, your very own Lectern Shop or Lectern Store for Bedrock Edition. Again, this can go out to 15, and like I said, the redstone does look very intimidating, but as you saw, there is just a lot of repetition involved, so it's really not that bad. You are going to need quite a big area to do it, but I can assure you it is well worth it. But with that being said, everyone, this is the end of today's redstone tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Rogue Fox, and I will see you later.